Welcome to Blender 4.0. So, I downloaded Blender and hold on a second. New, general, don't save. This is the opening page of Blender. And I told the ChatGPT, teach me Blender. And it told me to download Blender interface, 3D viewport, timeline, properties, outliner. 3D viewport, timeline, properties. I'm guessing this is the outliner. Okay, I don't know what the outliner is. Never mind. Basic navigation, Blender's 3D viewport, where you'll do most of your work. Use a middle mouse button to rotate. Middle mouse. Okay, looks good. You can also use number keypads. Okay, let's do 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, sorry, 1, 2, 3. I came from top to bottom, by the way. Now I don't know what's bottom, what's left, what's right. It's alright. You can rotate it as much as you like. Press backtick key allows you to switch different editor layouts. Okay, pressing that button. Alright, left, front, top, right, view selected, view camera. So I select bottom and it goes to bottom. I select top and it shows top. Okay, I press 1. 1 is supposed to show camera now. I don't know where camera is there. Anyway, those are the buttons. Tick button is in the top tab and before 1 on the keyboard. Okay, now start by creating simple model. Press Shift A and it will come up with things. Shift A. Okay, mesh, curve, surface, midbox. Let's add a mesh called plane. It's literally a bottom plane. Looks good. Okay, let me tell you about these tools later. But first, for now, let's look into the ChatGPT. Switch to shading workspace to open shader. Wait, what? Switch to shading workspace or open shader editor with material and textures. It's not even here. Oh wait. Shading. I believe shading is shader. You select this. It shows the materials. Basic color to red. It changes to red. So gold. Alright, yellow. Alright. Wait, this one doesn't have properties. What's going on? Is it because it's plain? It doesn't have anything? Meanwhile, principal BSTB. Add. I can't add anything to it because you see, it's all grade. You know what? Never mind. Let's stick with this one. Roughness, error, alpha, normal. Alright. Material textures. I import texture or create your own using Blender's built-in texture painting tools. I'm trying to paint, but it's not working. Fill. It's not working, or I don't know something. View. Okay, I don't know how this works. Let's look into it later. Animation in Blender offers powerful animation tools, uses keyframe animator. Okay, we don't have anything to do with this right now because animation seems like a very wonderful process. I don't know what to animate or what to add or what to select. Marker, channel, key, I don't know what to do. Let's leave it to that. Maybe animations or something were very different, very high level. Blender comes in its own rendering engine called Cycles with the high quality images, setup scenes, lights, camera, anything desired render a scene. Rendering. It's not rendering anything. Am I missing something? Okay, I'm guessing it's supposed to render something, but it's not rendering it. Is that what's going on? Alright, I'll leave it to that. Learning tutorials. Blender has a steep learning curve, but there are plenty of other tutorials available to help you learn. Check out the official Blender's recommendations, tutorials on YouTube, and online communities like Blender Artist, Blender Stack Exchange. Practice library and don't be afraid to experiment advanced features as you become more comfortable. Blender explores advantages, features such as particle system, fluid simulations, and compositions. Join an online course or workshop to deepen your knowledge and skills. Blender is constantly being updated with new features and improvements. Stay connected with Blender community to learn about the latest development and techniques. Remember, learning Blender takes time and practice, so be patient with yourself and enjoy creating process. Okay, thank you very much, Blender. Give a clap hand for Blender for telling us what to do. Now let's ignore that. Let's go to YouTube. Oh look, my stream popped up. My stream is here, and I have one viewer watching. That's probably me because I just cooked it. Stream is here. Let's give it a like, and I have one viewer watching. That's probably me because I just cooked it. Let's go to my Twitch. I'm pretty sure nobody's watching in Twitch. Yup, 0 viewer. 0 viewer. I'm telling you. Although why it's in Monster Hunter category. Learning. Blender. Okay. Graphics. Graphics. Okay. Never mind. There's no such category. So let's put it education. Education. Game. Okay, there's a software and game development. Let's put it to that. Well, it's not exactly what I'm doing, but it's alright. Learn Blender. And the first channel that come here is Blender Guru. One hour, 22 minutes. Learn Blender in 20 minutes. Modeling low poly house. Modeling in Blender absolute beginner. Simple human. This seems like an interesting course though. Animation for beginners. Learn to animate like a pro in Blender. Create with Blender time lapse. How you should learn Blender in 2024. Learn VFX. Blender 3 complete beginner course. Link materials in Blender 20 seconds. How to learn Blender. Alright. Alright. You know what? Let's focus. There's the Blender introduction. Learn Blender in 20 minutes. Let's see what this video got to say.
Whether you are a complete noob to Blender or somebody who has forgotten the Blender basics, you clicked the right video. So without wasting any time, let's get started.
Look how this guy trolls.
When you launch, whether you are a complete noob to Blender or somebody who has forgotten the Blender basics, you clicked the right video.
Look, he literally put Blender Guru in a mobile and put it in front of a dog. Or if you're too lazy to follow the donut tutorial. Okay, that is totally me.
So without wasting any time, let's get started. When you launch Blender, you'll see a splash screen with some options. For 3D, simply click on General or anywhere outside the splash screen. It'll work the same. If you want to bring it back, click on the software logo on the top left corner and select Splash Screen. You can also directly go over to File, New, and then General to open a brand new 3D file. Now, these different windows on your screen are called editors. Each of them has a different function. You can change any editor to a different editor by clicking on the top left corner of it. You can also adjust the size of any editor by bringing the mouse cursor to its border, and then dragging with the left mouse button. Now, you may not need all the editors in your workspace. So to get rid of unwanted editors, take the cursor near the boundary. Then right-click to bring a context menu. Select Join Areas, and left-click on the editor you want to get rid of. You can also split any pre-existing editor if you like. To do that, select either horizontal or vertical split. You can change the split type, even after you've selected them by pressing the Tab key. Left-click to split it. Adjust the size if required, and don't forget you can change the editor type to anything you want. The editor where you can see a cube, light, and a camera is called the 3D viewport. This is where the main modeling will happen. To rotate around the viewport, you can click and drag the middle mouse button. Alternatively, you can also left-click and drag over this region to orbit. To move the viewport, you can use the Shift plus middle mouse button. Or use this hand icon to do the same. And to zoom in or out of your scene, simply scroll the mouse wheel, or use Control plus middle mouse button to do that without any shakiness. And you can also use this magnifying icon for the same function.
Changing view.
To change the view, hold down tilde key and select the view you need to go to. You can also access different views by going over to View menu and selecting a view under Viewpoint.
Alright, this is something we already seen in ChatGPT, so I'm guessing that
To
was a
select any
beginner.
object, left-click on it. To select multiple objects, hold down Shift while selecting. To
Shift.
deselect an object,
Okay.
click on it again. You can also left-click drag over the objects to box select them. And Control plus to deselect. Pressing A will select everything in the scene, and Alt-A will deselect everything. On the left side of the viewport, you have a toolbar. The first one is the selection tool. If you click and hold it, you will see some more select options. Currently, it's on box selection.
Wait,
To move
what?
any object, enable the move.
It said something. Oh, click and hold. Tweak, select box, select circle. Does it apply to everything or just this? Okay. There's this small icon here. You can click on it and just to see stuffs. Okay. Okay, got it.
Tool. With this enabled, if you left-click drag the white circle, you can move the selected object. And left-click dragging these colorful arrows will move the object in the axis where they are pointed. Red stands for X-axis, green stands for the Y-axis, and blue stands for the Z-axis. The shortcut to use the Move tool is G. G stands for grab, and then left-click to fix the position. If you want to move it to a certain axis, press X, Y, or Z after G.
Okay.
If it's getting too hard to resist videos on the right, think about the person you'll become after finishing this video. When the rotation tool is active, left-click dragging the white circle will rotate the object. It will rotate it with respect to your current view, and the colors represent the same everywhere. Red for rotating on X-axis, green for Y, and blue for the Z-axis. And left-click dragging on the highlighted area will rotate the object freely. Hotkey to rotate is R. With the Scale tool active, left-click dragging the white circle will scale the object uniformly. And the colorful handles are used for scaling on a certain axis. The shortcut to use this tool is As. Next one is the combination of all three, with only uniform scale missing from it. To delete an object, press X and select Delete. You can also right-click and select Delete. Then to add a new object, press Shift plus A to bring up the Add menu. Here under the mesh, you can choose any primitive shapes such as cube, cylinder, sphere, and so on. Whenever you add any object, it starts from the same position. This is because of the 3D cursor. To change its position, hold down the Shift key and move it with right-click. Now if you add any object, it'll be added where the 3D cursor is located. You can also enable the tool from the toolbar and left-click to place it somewhere.
Okay. Okay. Edit mode.
Currently we are in the object mode, but if we switch it to edit mode, we can do a lot more with the model. The shortcut to toggle between both modes is Tab. There are three kinds of selection here: vertex, edge, and face selection. With vertex selection active, you can select vertices of the model. With edge selection, edges of the model. And with face selection, faces.
Oh,
The shortcut is 1 for vertex, 2 for edge, and 3 for face selection.
okay.
Now, we've already gone through some of the tools in object mode. They work the same here in edit mode as well. For example, after selecting a face, you can move it with G, rotate with R, and scale with As.
Oh, nice.
With extrude tool active, if you left-click drag the yellow handle, you can extrude the selected face.
Oh, nice.
The hotkey is E to extrude and left click to confirm.
Nice.
Next is the inset tool. Bring the cursor inside the circle and then click and drag to inset. It's similar to extrude tool, but the new face it creates is on the surface of the selection itself. Now you may have noticed every time we use a tool, a gray box appears at the bottom left. This is called the operator panel. We can expand it by clicking on it. You get some more options to play with. Now if we do another thing in the scene, say clicking somewhere to deselect, the panel disappears, but to bring it back you have to press F9. Keep in mind, this will only work for the last operation you did.
F9.
The shortcut to inset faces is I on the keyboard, and to inset individual faces, press I twice.
Oh, okay. It is very interesting.
Bevel tool.
Okay. Just now we learned something. So don't just keep on watching it. Do certain stuffs yourself. See, now right now this thing is under, so I'm going to move it out a little bit higher. So it's now above the surface, I think. No. Alright. Okay, now we're going to edit mode. Now the all edges are selected. I'm selecting this one and I'm going to try and move it. Okay, it works perfectly. And now I'm going to do this, and this one is allowing these corners. Okay, very neat. And this one is like literally a surface itself. So the surface, what happens if I try to move this? Oh, it goes a little bit. Okay, decent. Like I pretty much have multiple ideas right now. I'm going to turn this into a house if I like. I think, I'm not sure. Anyway, decent options. Okay. What does this do? Okay, I don't know what that is. Oh, wait. No, I know. Yes. Ah. Wait, something is changing. But oh. Looks like a box now. Interesting. You manipulate what to grab, what to do, and make changes. Wait, it literally creates another layer. Like, look at this. Okay, what does this do? Okay. That is a very interesting.
Whether you are a complete noob to Blender or somebody who has forgotten the Blender basics, you click the right video. So without wasting any time, let's get started.
This gives me so many ideas. What is this loop out? Oh, it makes, oh, okay, loop out. Cut mesh, loop, and slide it. What it does is literally cuts the mesh. Make a gap. So if you just choose this part will become a different mesh. See it? I literally cut it like a something, and it can be manipulated by separate, I believe. Yes, I knew it. See, you cut it in pieces and you just manipulate it by selecting each of these. Right, I'm moving them one by one, right? Oh, okay. Okay. Knife. What does knife do? Um, I don't know what it does. It's not deleting anything. So, okay, I don't know what knife does. Knife, cut, new topology, bisect. What it's doing? Oh, it it separates them on the inside. Look, if I click here, it gives a certain cuts between them, but if I think the knife, I'm guessing you click here and here, it gives a certain cut between them. No, it doesn't. Doesn't cut. Okay, I'm not sure how this works, but let's not click it one by one. Okay, now this one is poly build. Or literally manipulates it. This doesn't matter to this ones. You click vertex or surface or the edges, it doesn't matter to this. No matter what, you can manipulate anything as you like. Oh wait, you can even create something and you can manipulate it as you like. Or you just click it, or you just make a new point there from here. How am I able to like do this? Whatever works. Spin. What is even spinning? Let's check on the top. Right, let's select the surface and spin that. There you go, people. We spin and made something that looks like whatever that is. Okay, that's the tool. Smooth. It literally adjusts it. Okay. Edge slides. What? Oh. Okay, it's something that does something a little bit different compared to the cut ones. It adjusts the size, shrink, fatten, literally similar to scale but a little bit different. Shear. Oh, it also adjusts but very different. You select something, it gives like 3 top. I'm guessing this is left to right. Yeah, this is like similar to manipulations, but it rotates in a simple way. Rip region. Okay. I'm guessing what it does is literally tore it apart, like you do it with your hand. For example, this is a cut, and I choose this. Wait, let's do this. Let's choose this, and I'm going to tear it apart. I'm like opening it. Open the box. Okay, and if I choose this and I select only one and I do this, I tear it apart. For example, let's see here, like opening a box. But if I do this, I don't think it will work, because you cannot tear apart an entire flat surface, because you can tear corners and the edges, not the entire surface. Okay, that's the edit mode tools. These are edit mode tools. And if you go to object mode, these are object mode tools. Select, cursor, move, rotate, scale, transform, annonate. What's annonate? No idea, but this thing turned into something. I don't even know what that is anymore. Measure. It measures the size. What is the size between these? Okay. Annonate. What does annonate do? Like markings? Is this permanent? It seems like you can write on these things with this. Okay. Add. Oh, you click this, you can make whatever the shape you like. Instead of normal mesh, you click this and you do this, you get whatever the shape you want. 4 sides. Neat, right? Okay. We were watching this guy's
When you
guide.
launch Blender, you'll see a splash screen with some options. For 3D, simply click on General or any. You may have noticed every time we use a tool,
Yeah.
a gray box appears at the bottom left. This is called the operator.
We were watching this video and he was telling stuff, so I went in to the Blender to test in the things myself, and guess what, it was more successful than I imagined. I understood so many things about so many tools in the object mode. Yeah, the edit mode, we understand so many stuffs. All right, let's get back to it.
We can expand it by clicking on it. You get some more options to play with. Nice. Bevel tool is used for chamfering the edges. In the operator panel, you have a few more options such as width, segments, shape. You can also bevel vertices. To do that, first enter vertex selection with 1. Then bevel the selected vertex. You won't see anything yet, but in the operator panel, select Affect Vertices. The hotkey to use the bevel tool is Ctrl+B. Then scroll the mouse wheel to change the number of segments. And to bevel vertices, select the vertices. Then press Ctrl+B and V, or simply Ctrl+Shift+B. After activating Loop Cut tool, if you bring the cursor near any horizontal edge, a vertical preview loop appears. And a horizontal loop appears if you bring it near a vertical edge. Left-clicking will make the cut. From the operator panel, you can increase the number of cuts. And also slide it with the factor slider.
That's
You can create more cuts if you need to. Now, the shortcut to use this tool is Ctrl+R. Then scrolling will increase number of cuts, and left-clicking once will make the cut. Then you can slide it. Left-clicking again will confirm it, and right-clicking will cancel the sliding. To select a loop, you have to select it by Alt-left-clicking on it. Or select one edge of the loop. Then head over to Select Menu, select Loops and Edge Loop.
Loop edges. Nice.
With the knife tool active, you can cut new shapes in the model with left-click. Pressing XYZ will make cuts in that direction. And right-clicking will detach the knife tool. Pressing Enter will confirm the cut. While making cuts, you can use the hotkey Ctrl+Z to undo cuts. And when we make a cut, it only cuts on one side.
Okay.
But if we want to mirror the cut on the other side, we can press C.
Enter. That's a mistake I did when I was looking into it. You have to press enter. That's what I didn't. What's the knife? Press enter. It becomes a cut. Interesting. I'm so stupid, man. That's why you should watch guides. What they tell you.
If all these seem confusing, look at the status bar for suggestions while using a tool.
Oh. Shit.
Another
Yeah, there it is. Press enter to confirm. Control, ignore snap, angle restraint, off, cut through. Okay. I did a cut. Okay.
useful tool is the spin tool. Let's select the top face of the cube first. Now switch to front view. Out of the 3 axes, select the one where you can see the curved handle. Then make sure the 3D cursor is at the same level as the selection. Now click and drag the plus button to where you want to spin. You can further change the distance in the operator panel. Here in this case, it's the x-axis. You can change the rotation and also the number of segments. And if you mark use duplicates, the faces won't be connected. To duplicate any selected object, head over to the Object menu and select Duplicate Objects. Then left-click to confirm the position, or right-click to snap it back to its original place. Duplicate linked is similar, but if you modify one of them in edit mode, both of them get modified.
Parenting.
If you have multiple objects in the scene, but you want one of them to be influencing the other, you can make it a parent. Select all the objects required. Then select the main object at last, so it is the active one. Yellow outline means it's active, orange means not. Then head over to the Object menu, select Parent, and then Object. Or use the hotkey Ctrl+P and select Set Parent to Object. By doing this, if you move, rotate, or scale the parent, the children will follow it. But the children are on their own. The parent cannot be influenced by its children. To remove their connection, head over to Object, Parent, and Clear Parent. Or use hotkey Alt+P and select Clear Parent. Keep in mind the second you do that, the child is put back to its original state. But if you choose Keep Transformation, the children will remember the transformation. In parenting, the objects were connected, but not joined. If we want to join multiple objects together, first select them, then head over to Object and whether you are a complete noob to Blender, or somebody who has forgotten the Blender basics, you click the right video. So without wasting any time, if we want to join multiple objects together, first select them, then head over to Object and select Join Objects. Now they are just one single object.
X-ray view.
In Edit mode, you can only select the parts of an object which you can see directly. So, instead of rotating the viewport every time you want to select something on the other side, turn on the X-ray view. With this enabled, you can select the other side parts. And what's even more interesting is that, if you select the drop-down, you can control the opacity of the model as well. The hotkey is Alt plus Z. Anything added in Edit mode becomes part of the object, whose edit mode you are on. And to select disconnected objects inside Edit mode, select a part of it. Then head over to Select. Select Linked, and Linked. Or you can simply hover the cursor over it and press L on the keyboard. And to deselect it, press Shift plus L on it.
Shift plus L.
Now if you don't want something to be part of this object, you can separate it. Let's say we want this top face to be a separate object. So first select it, and then right-click to bring up the context menu. Under Separate, select Selection to separate it. In Object mode, you can see the face has been separated. And if you want to separate all the disconnected objects at once, you can select Separation by Loose Parts. If you want to make something hidden in the viewport, you can close the eye icon near the desired object in the outliner.
Okay.
But this won't work if you want to hide a certain part of an object. To be able to do that, head over to the Mesh menu, show Hide option, and select Hide Selected. And to unhide it, select Reveal Hidden. The hotkeys H and Shift plus H will work on both modes.
Okay, Shift plus H.
If you ever forget the location of some tool or function, you can press F3. A pop-up will appear, and you can search for the function over in the search bar.
F3.
To rename any object, double-click on it in the outliner and start typing. Or you can also press F2 on the viewport to rename the selected model.
Selection.
If you have too many objects in the scene, it can be useful to group some of them together. To do that, select the desired objects, then right-click and select Move to Collection. Or use Hotkey M to bring a pop-up menu and select New Collection. You can name the new collection. Now you can do, for example, hide all the objects of a collection at once.
Okay.
To add any modifier, you have to click this blue wrench-looking icon in the Properties editor. And then click on Add Modifier. First, we'll take a look at the Array modifier. This modifier is used to create multiple copies of an object. We can increase the number of copies, we can increase the distance between them, or change the direction altogether. Simply put 0 in the current axis field and positive 1 in the other axis fields. And in Edit mode, if we modify one, all of them get modified. Let's also take a look at Solidify modifier.
Okay.
Its job is to add thickness to the selected models. Let's delete the top face of this cube in Edit mode to show you better. This is the thickness slider. You can left-click drag to change value. Or you can also type in manually.
Whoa.
Now the good thing about using modifiers is that they affect the object's geometry in a non-destructive way.
Solidify.
Which means the changes you made are not permanent. You can adjust something very easily later on if you want to. But if you click on Apply, it becomes permanent.
Okay. That's
The problem with
very
our old bevel tool is that it's destructive. You cannot change the bevel settings in the future, even if you want to. But this is not the case with the bevel modifier. To better show the next modifier, let's add a monkey first in the scene. Now under Modifiers, select Subdivision Surface. This modifier adds more resolution to the model, making it smoother. But in Edit mode, we still have our original vertices, which makes the editing of objects much easier. Now, don't go too high on the subdivision level. Your computer may not be able to handle those many polygons. Instead, right-click to bring the context menu and select Shade Smooth. Shade Flat to make it flat. To enter camera view,
That is
select
a
this
very
camera
important
icon
option,
here.
by the way.
To exit, click on it again. You can also use the shortcut 0 on numpad. Now to move the camera, select it. Then press G to move it. And to zoom in or out, press G, and then the middle mouse button. A quick way to align the camera to your current view is to press Ctrl Alt and 0 on the numpad together.
Control Alt number 0.
Or head over to View menu. Align View, and then align Active Camera to View. Another thing you can do is open up the sidebar by dragging the tiny arrow on right. Then under the View panel, mark Lock Camera to View. By doing this, you can do everything you would normally do without exiting the camera view. Also, with the camera selected, you have access to the camera properties. Now, let's quickly see how to color your model. To add material, head over to Material Properties and click on New.
Okay.
Then under Base Color, pick a color. You can't see anything on your model because you are in solid view. So change it to Material Preview or Rendered View. In Material Preview, the lighting is done through some built-in HDRIs.
Okay.
While in Rendered View, Blender takes the scene light into account. Let's bring the light near the model. When the light is selected, you can go to Light Properties and change its settings such as strength and radius. You can add other kinds of light as well in the scene. Now, if there is another object in the scene, you can add material to it in the same way. Or from the drop-down, you can assign it the same material. And if you want to add material to a certain part of the same object, enter Edit Mode. Select the parts, and add a new material slot. Hit the Assign button, and then you can add a new material to it. We can make her a cute monkey, or a cruel dictator. You decide. In the Output Properties, you can set the resolution for the final image. Then in the Render Properties, you can set a render engine. Eevee is real-time, while cycles will take a bit longer to render, which is why you will get better results with cycles. Now head over to the Render menu and select Render Image. Once done, under Image select Save As. Name your render, and set the file format. Select the folder where you want it to get saved, and finally save as image. After saving the image, you can close the new window.
Asset browser.
Now, if you want to use this model in your future Blender projects, you can right-click on the model name in the outliner and select Mark as Asset. After doing that, you have to save this file. So go to File, Save As, select the file folder where you want it to get saved, and name the file. Then select Save As. Then go to Edit, Preferences, File Paths, and under Asset Library, click on the plus icon. Locate the folder where you saved the Blender file with a marked asset, and select Add Asset Library. Name the library something. Now let's open a new file by going over to File and New. In the new file, change one of the editors to Asset Browser. Under the current file, you'll be able to see the newly created asset library and the assets inside it. Now you can simply drag and drop it into the current scene. Also, if you edit the model in the current file, the original asset stays the same. Just like models, you can mark the materials as an asset as well. You'll have to right-click on the material and select Mark as Asset. Now obviously this video isn't enough to give you the title of a 3D artist. You need to enroll in a proper beginner course. I can recommend you two good courses. One is by CG Boost and the other by Polygon Runway. They both are great and I've learned a lot from them. There are of course free tutorials on YouTube as well, if you can't afford them right now. I also have a modeling course coming up soon. So to get notified, you can subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching till the end. Never give up. I wish you the best.
Clap hands, that was a very good tutorial. That was a very good and interesting tutorial. Now, next we're going to go with this introduction series. But it's a 3-year-old course, so I'm going to look into it a little bit and we will start after that. Thank you for watching the video.